My name is Rafael, you're watching Rock and Roll Garage. Today I'm going to show you who are the two famous musicians who said that Paul Di'Anno, the late legendary Iron Maiden vocalist, was one of the greatest singers of all time. But first, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. Well, back in 2008, Rolling Stone magazine made a list of the greatest singers of all time. And they asked for the help of journalists, many people involved in music, including some famous musicians. And one of them was James Hetfield, the incredible Metallica vocalist, main songwriter, and guitarist. And in his ballot, he chose and he placed in his list Paul Di'Anno, the first recording Iron Maiden vocalist. He was the voice of Iron Maiden on their first album, Iron Maiden, released in 1980, and Killers, released in 1981. And James Hetfield placed him in the position number 6, in front of names like Robert Plant, Steven Tyler, Freddie Mercury, and Johnny Cash. In front of Paul Di'Anno, Hetfield picked Bon Scott, Chris Cornell, Rob Halford, Laney Staley, and Ronnie James Dio. So Paul Di'Anno, who sadly left us in 2024, sadly passed away, was really important for James Hetfield. And you can see that because usually when James Hetfield talks about Iron Maiden, he praises those first two albums. It looks like that era of Iron Maiden is his favorite one. And in an interview with the Colombian radio Activa in 2016, he praised those two albums, and he said he was talking about some of his influences, and he said, early Iron Maiden albums, I love the new wave of the British heavy metal. That makes me feel good. It reminds me of youth. And in an interview with Metallica's official YouTube channel in 2016, he talked about the first experience of buying that first Iron Maiden album with Eddie, the mascot of the band, on the cover. And he said, I bought this Iron Maiden debut album just because of this, the cover. Because look at that. Why would you not buy this? That dude looked really menacing and evil. I bought that, and I had never even heard of them. So I bought it, put it on, and I'm glad I did, because it was a really big inspiration for me in the early days. So as you can see, those first Iron Maiden albums with Paul Di'Anno were a huge inspiration for James Hetfield. And the cool thing is that they had the chance to have the fanboy moment with Iron Maiden in 1981. Curiously, when the same year when when Metallica was formed, and Iron Maiden was playing in town, and they were just there was Larry Ulrich and Ron McNovany, the first Metallica bassist. They were driving around, and they were passing to a street, and they suddenly saw Steve Harris, the Iron Maiden bassist, and Steve was kind enough to stop and talk to them. And that was the first first time they met Steve. And before fame, years before Metallica would record their debut album. So that's really cool. And then obviously they had the chance to see the band and then become good friends of them over the years. And we're gonna move on now to the second musician in this one that chose Paul Di'Anno as one of the greatest singers of all time. And this is quite surprising. It is the ZZ Top vocalist and guitarist, Billy Gibbons. That's right. Although he's a huge blues fan, he's a blues man for sure, and ZZ Top is a blues rock band. He likes heavy metal, and he likes many other kind of music, rap, hip hop. He praised many other incredible artists over the years. He has a really broad musical taste. And in this same list he sent to Rolling Stone back in 2008, he picked Paul Di'Anno as one of the greatest singers of all time. And he placed him in the position number 6. Paul Di'Anno was in front of names like Ray Charles, Elvis Presley, Robert Plant, James Brown, and Johnny Cash. In this list made by Gibbons. If you know, it's just amazing. And the only names that appeared in front of Di'Anno were Greg Allman, Bobby Blue Band, Brian Wilson, Steve Winwood, and Little Richard. I mean, it's just crazy to see that Billy Gibbons actually put him in such a position. So it's really cool to see how musicians like James Hetfield and Billy Gibbons really were influenced by Paul Di'Anno's vocals on Iron Maiden and the songs he recorded with the band. And you know, he was just an incredible musician, and I think he was so underrated. And sadly, he passed away last year, but his legacy and his music lives on, and those 2 Iron Maiden albums with him are just untouchable in my opinion. You know, they're just fantastic. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you want to read more about it, you can visit the article we wrote about it. If you please don't forget to visit rockandrollgarage.com, subscribe, like the video, and leave your comment. Tell me if you like those 2 first albums with Paul Di'Anno or not. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I see you later.